Hello dear students, we are doing chapter 11 landforms and now it's time to start the new concept in landforms. We started this chapter with mountains, then we completed plateaus and now we'll be studying about plains. So basically we are coming down to earth, towards earth. Let's see what are plains. Level land or flat land at the height of less than 180 meters above the sea level is known as plain. If it is more than 180 meters, it is plateau. But the flat land which is at the height of less than 180 meters above sea level is known as plain. Most of the plains in the world are formed by the alluvial soil deposited by the rivers. The alluvial soil deposited by the rivers, that is like when they are eroded, or the stones or rocks or soils when they are moved along with river and then they are deposited. That way over the years the plains are formed. Apart from the rivers, some of the plains are also formed by wind, volcano and glaciers. This is not just a one-time process. This thing happens over years. So the plains are also formed by wind, the sediments which are carried away by wind, volcano and glaciers. I hope you remember what are glaciers. Now the classification of plains. On the basis of construction, how they are formed, plains can be classified as coastal plain, which are also known as structural plain, erosional plain and depositional plane. Let's study about all three of them. Coastal plain or structural plain. Now before explaining them, let me tell you what is the meaning of coastal. Coastal means it is near the seaside or the seashore. So the plain which is formed near the seashore. Such plains are mainly formed near the seashore when the end of the continental part of land, continental part, the main land or the center part of the land near seashore is uplifted. It is risen due to the geological movement, the movement of the earth. These plains are formed. Such plains are known as structural plains. This type of plains are often found in the coastal region. Now, the coastal plains will be found near the coastal regions, and plains situated in the southeastern part of United States of America spreads up to the Gulf of Mexico. It is an example of coastal plain. Then erosion which occurs in the bottom of land creates such plains. Plain in the center of Australia is formed in the same manner. Let me show you how they actually look. Here you can see the maps of southeastern part of USA. Uh, we can see the green region, that is actually coastal plain, and in the center of Australia, even there you can see the green part. It has been uplifted due to geological movements. So these two are the examples of coastal plains. Here I have zoomed out the coastal plain of United States of America, which is situated on the southeastern part of that country. We can clearly see the coastal region which has been converted into coastal plain. Erosional plain. Now you must be aware about the word erosion. We have heard this various times in the same chapter again, like soil erosion. So when the sediments are swept away with wind or air or with glaciers, it is called erosion of soil. So here the process of erosion goes on continuously on the surface of earth over the long run of time. It is a continuous process. Such plains are formed due to the erosion which occurs in the mountains and plateaus because of natural factors like river, wind and glaciers. So in the mountains and the plateaus, when river, wind or glaciers, along with them erosion happens. So in that region plains are created. This type of lands are not completely flat, but they are seen between hills of solid rocks. Now, it's not that they will be arranging or they will be taking soil one by one. It's like what is less will be moved away easily, or it will be eroded like that. So, these are not completely flat, but they are seen between hills of solid rocks. The solid rocks won't be eroded, so they will be staying there, and in between we will get the plains. Plains of Canada and western Siberia are formed because of erosion. Plains built by erosion are also called peneplain. Let's have a look at the plains of Canada and plains of western Siberia. These are the erosional plains. Now, depositional plain. As we studied about erosional plain, the next step is depositional plain. Now, these plains are formed because of alluvium deposited by rivers, glaciers, wind, etc. in lakes or seas. Mostly when rivers or glaciers, when glaciers melt or when rivers are flowing, they erode. They take the soil or rocks with them. So, they are deposited in lakes or seas and they form the plains. Such plains are called depositional plain and also called riverine plain. River plains of Ganga Yamuna in India, Huangho Plain in North China, Lombardy Plain formed by Po River in Italy are the unique examples of alluvial plains. When plains are formed with the deposition of alluvial in the lakes, then they are called lake fields. When the alluvial is deposited in the lakes, they are called lake fields, and the example of it is the Kashmiri Valley in India. These are the images of Huangho Plain in China and Lombardy Plain in Italy. Now, when the rivers are flowing, these are both riverine plains. Like Huangho Plain is from the Yellow River in China. When these rivers are flowing, they carry sediments with them, and when these sediments are deposited, they are the alluvials. So, over the years, by carrying so many sediments with them, when they are deposited, the alluvials are formed and we get the alluvial plains. Same thing is for Lombardy Plain in Italy, which is created by the Po River. Now these are the images of the Indian plains, riverine plains, the river plains of Ganga. And then we studied about the lake fields. When these sediments or when this alluvial is deposited in the lakes and the plains are formed, they are known as lake field. Here we have the image of lake field in Kashmir, which is created in Vuller Lake. That was all about the types of plains. Now let's study the importance of plains. Why are they important? Places of human habitation and trade commerce are established in the fertile plains. The plains which are fertile, which can grow crops or which can be used, have been the places of human habitation, places of human residence. People live, like we all are living, majority of the world's population is living on plains. And trade commerce, the occupations, all that happen in the fertile plains. Flat plains have proved more useful for road routes and rail routes. For transportation, it's easier to create roads or to create rail routes on flat plains. Cities having dense population are situated in the plain. Dense means thick or heavy or which is highly populated. So cities with dense population are situated in the plains. Fertile land is more useful for farm production. Farm produce supplies raw material for the industries. For the industries, the raw materials are also from the farm production of the fertile plains. That was all about plains. You can go through the chapter once again, the part of plains once again from your textbook. We'll continue with the last part of this chapter in the next class.